Hi Year 7, Mrs. Mamo, and in this video we're looking at measuring volumes of liquid. So when you need to do an experiment, you might be told you need to use 100 mils of water or 40 mils of a chemical or 3 mils of something. So to do that we use some of these devices which are called measuring cylinders. You might notice that beakers also have some measurements on them, but they're not terribly accurate. You can see here I've got a beaker with water in it, but looking at that, all I can really tell is that the water is somewhere between 100 and 150, but I can't see exactly where. So I don't know if that's 125, 130, 135. So it's really important that I use a more accurate measuring device, like a measuring cylinder. So my measuring cylinders come in various sizes. Something like this one. Okay, we'll measure from 0 to 10 mils, and you can see that actually, when we look at the scale, that there are markings every 0.2 mils. Okay, so this might measure like 5.2, 5.4, 5.6, 5.8, or 6 mils. And that also comes in a plastic version. So you can see I've got a plastic one there as well. They then get bigger, so this one is a 25 mil measuring cylinder, you can see there, and when we look closely at the divisions on this one, you can see that it also goes up by 2, it's got 14, 14.2, 14.4, 14.6, 14.8, and then this is 15, and then in between 15.2, 15.4, 15.6, 15.8, and 16. Alright, and you can see at the top that measures up to 25 mils. This one is our 50 mil measuring cylinder, it tells us at the top. And this one now, you can see has markings 10, 20, 30, with one marking in between. Okay, so that would 10, so one mil divisions, 10 mils, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, so forth up to 20, and they go all the way up to 50. And then I also have a 100 mil one, alright, which also has divisions of 1 milliliter. Okay, so you can see they're 90, 91, 92, 93, and that also comes in a plastic version like this, which is the same. Alright, so often you might find in some of the younger years you might use the plastic ones, or you may get to use a glass one. So I've set this glass one up here. I've actually dyed the water to make it a little bit easier to see on the video, okay? But you'll notice in our measuring cylinder, in fact, the liquid is curved, all right? And we call that curve the meniscus. And when we measure our liquid, it's really important that we measure with our measuring cylinder sitting flat on the bench, so I'm not holding it in the air, because if I held it in the air, I might hold it at an angle, and that's not going to be very accurate. So I make sure it's flat on the bench. I measure at my eye level, and I measure from the bottom of the curve. So I measure from the middle or the bottom of the curve, okay, and not the top. Okay, so when I'm measuring this one, I'm going to turn it around so I can see it here, and I can see that this one is 76 milliliters. Alright, I'm not sure how easily you can see that on the video, but you can see there's 70 here, 72, 74, 76, and that's where that bottom of that meniscus is at the 76 milliliter mark. Alright, and these are the devices that we use to measure volumes of liquid in the science lab.